So I came out this morning with the intention of potentially watering. And it definitely looks like I don't need to. The ground's still really moist and soft. So even the ones that the plants are looking a little drier, there's some moisture in the ground. So I'm just gonna let them go and do a quick harvest with me / garden tour. I got a little basket. I don't know if it's gonna be big enough, but we'll see. Let's start with this little watermelon. This is a crimson sweet. Look at the shape of this guy, so funny and cute. He is just going nutso over every surface. It's kind of shading out the Jack B. Little pumpkin, in fact. Oh, that guy did not. None of these guys are getting fertilized. Just little dead pumpkins, but hopefully he wasn't really ready for a fertilized one anyway, so he's really bent over on himself. Hopefully he'll start climbing up here in a minute. This guy's starting to, everybody's really starting to climb a lot more. Let's see. I just harvested some of the, I think, blue spice basil to make room for some of the culinary basil. Our arugula is coming up really nice. So this is one variety in the first one, some wasabi arugula in the middle, and then a different variety in the third one. And it's interesting how much larger some of the seedlings are to others. And this one we did spinach, and I just see one up right now. Artichokes hanging in there. The tomatoes are all really finally getting some growth. I think they really liked that moisture, as did our one little bean that's up so far. He's got a bunch of new growth. Hopefully these other beans start coming out with this moisture. But this tomato 2 or 3 days ago was nowhere near that big, nor was that guy. These guys all look pretty great. And then we have our tomatillos really popping off over there. I'll go take a closer look. Some of these tomatoes are really laden down with fruit. Start producing. That guy just up and died. I don't know what happened to him. And then there's a grasshopper. Look at this tomatillo. He's really popping off. The flowers are super cute. And then, let's see. Oh, there's a little future tomatillo pouch right there. I had never grown these before, and I just was touching them yesterday and realized my hands smelled like salsa just from touching them. You know, tomatoes smell so great. I didn't realize that was going to be the case with these. Some of our onions are bulbing up a little bit. This guy looks like he's going to make it nice. Surprised more carrots didn't come up in this wetness, but who are you? Are you bad? I've seen that guy before, and I don't know if I should kill him or not. There's just little sparse spots that are coming up. Oh, we got one little garlic that has made his entrance into the world, and these guys are actually starting to produce, which is pretty exciting. I think I have one to harvest over here, in fact. Wow. So this is our second round of squash, summer squash. I should always switch hands and do this with my right when So there's a first little harvested guy. And now that we've come all the way over here, I'll work my way back down the middle of the arches after. Let's see, I don't know if I know what that guy is. Might be a patty pan as well. Those ones seem to grow really fast initially. Look at these beautiful sunflowers. In the daytime, they have just been covered in bees. Oh, there's one sleeping in there right now. Do you see him? Taking a little nap. I didn't know they did that until recently. I think it's just the sweetest thing. So that artichoke's doing pretty good. Oh, there's another one. Just snoozing. Love that. Got a little bee hotel. Anybody else got? Okay, now we'll go back up this way. Sorry, that was a little. I'll go up this side, down the other. How about? So these are peas that my son planted, and then that's a red rat's tail radish, but almost all the peas have come up. This little watermelon that we planted as a replant is doing pretty good. And the beans over here are starting to look a lot better than mostly noodle beans. There's a little watermelon there. Look at this guy, is just wrapping around himself a whole bunch. These guys have some aphids, so probably gonna treat them. I've noticed a few aphids on a few different plants. This Moon and Stars watermelon is starting to get its first little spots. That's pretty exciting. I'm gonna need to support him pretty soon. Gourd guys are starting to come up. There's a big red rat's tail. I planted sweet peas along this one. Did not have quite as good of a germination rate as Cameron did with the peas, but I think that's kind of to be expected with sweet peas. And this one, I believe, did we find a melon on it before? I don't see one now though. There's a little watermelon from this plant. And I don't know what variety that one is. And then over here, another peas. We alternated peas and sweet peas. So the peas are pretty much all up. And then those are our most struggly squash because they get the most sun. Let's see, and we already looked at those. So we'll go to this side. This is our median yard long cucumber. He's doing really good and starting to climb more and more. Gotta kind of help encourage them to climb. And he falls. And then we've got this little newest watermelon. His new growth was pretty struggling, his old growth, but he's got some new growth that looks pretty good. Don't tie onto him, tie onto the fence. And then there's our other crimson sweet. And again, that one should have sweet peas. I only see a couple coming up, but the ones that are there are pretty big, so hopefully they'll all play nice together. Over here's our replacement, some replacement. There's a watermelon, okra, another watermelon. I think that's a Lakota squash, and okra. Silver Yamato watermelon, really starting to sprawl. And then I think that's a butternut here. He's starting to put out a little leader. Sugar baby watermelon coming along, and then there's the buttersquash, scotch. And I don't know what these are. I think that's a silver Yamato. Almost looks like there's writing in this, huh? It's kind of cool. Looks like ancient. These two look like they're not very happy. I don't know if they'll make it, but that's okay. I'll go back to these guys here. So this is our most prolific vine. Wow. Oh my gosh, that's a baby butternut. Check him out. So all of these guys are vining. This is the one where we had a little snap, and he has developed a new leader. So I'm gonna start training that guy to climb up too. Hard to do with one hand. Okay. I'll break the plant together, shall we? Trying to get enough of him up over that he wants to stay. Looks like my landlord's out with his little tractor, so I don't think we're gonna be able to finish this now. We'll finish it later. But I think we still better harvest real quickly, so I'll take you with me for that. This is a giant zucchini. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I should have brought a bigger basket. I think there's a big zephyr in here too. really big gray zucchini. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's try this with the right hand. Let's switch. Sliced into him. Good gosh. Okay. Come on, buddy. There we go. He is a biggin. This is heavy. Okay, let's see. A couple cucumbers that are cloves over there. Let's see. A couple of patty pan. I'm guessing this guy will be better if we harvest him now, but oh look, there's a delicata growing. I love those. Let's see. Small guy in there. Oh, there's a big patty pan there. I just found a gross discovery that you don't typically see here. That is a very moldy zephyr squash. And I'm gonna use these to cut them off because I don't want to touch that. I guess one more thing we ought to harvest is this lettuce because it's about to go to seed, I think. It's on the verge of bolting. I think I'll pull it up in its entirety. That one looks like it's getting close to, but we'll give it a little more time. We'll eat this tonight. So I guess I'll start back with today's harvest. Got a head of lettuce, a little romaine type, and a couple cherry tomatoes, and a bunch of big squash. We'll go back to here. Speaking of squash, this guy is very nearly ready, the spaghetti squash here. And you want to wait till your finger can't readily go into the skin. And he's like, I might harvest him in the next day or two. There's also this guy up here getting really big, hanging in there in his pantyhose. And this guy has very much begun to go down the other side. I don't know what we do with him after that, but I guess just let him have his own free will, do whatever he wants. And these guys are just doing great. And I showed you this little tiny baby butternut earlier. So stinking cute. This lighting's so pretty with all these curly cues. I've been pulling off the dead flowers and the newly dead ones. I've heard a lot of people say they found bees that went to sleep inside of them and then they closed on them. So I've been checking. I haven't found any, luckily, so. But I don't want to lose any bees. And it makes them a little prettier to do that, and it, tells the plant to keep producing flowers and so to keep getting fruit. Oh, the chickens have come to visit. Hi, ladies. They think I'm gonna bring them bugs. They don't care much about the vegetables, but they definitely think I have bug friends to give them. These long beans are already growing back. And this little pumpkin's just still cute as ever. I don't know if he's gonna grow anymore, but I'm just kind of letting him do his thing. This guy's really grown up too. Let's see, we already did. This guy looks like he's trying to go around the whole T-post, and that's just fine. But this other little guy has started trellising up the little wires, which is super cute. These other ones are all really starting to want to climb up things, so I'm just trying to give them a little direction. This guy might stay under there if I bend him a bit. Let's see, stay right there. Looks like this is a green noodle bean. We haven't had any green ones yet, just red. All the peas along there, looking good. I cannot believe those watermelons are so cute. Okay, go over here. Super tall amaranth. Way bigger than me. Really pretty in the morning sun. And all the little side shoots are starting to get flowers too, which is gonna be really pretty. He's leaning a little bit, I think, because that ground got soft. I'm gonna deadhead this zinnia that's starting to look pretty ragged. He's got a new little tiny guy on. Hopefully he'll keep. He's got lots of little heads about to form. That really red amaranth. Just about all the amaranth has heads now. Yes. This guy's just pretty as ever. I can't bring myself to do anything with him because he's so pretty. That guy's gonna have a nice big head. This hollyhock actually is making a little bit of a comeback. He won't bloom till next year, if at all. Sunflowers getting bigger. These guys are, he's gonna be a tiny little sunflower too. Buds are starting to form on these guys. And the newest little autoflower we planted for him is up. Tomatoes are doing okay over here. This is one of the harshest areas of the garden. So I had a lot to contend with. But as long as they could stay moist, I think we'll get some production before frost comes. Should be beans popping up along here, or peas, I mean. There's a few right there. These guys, this soil is so rough. Look at those roots just hanging out of the ground. All right, and then in the main area, we already looked at this a bit when we harvested, but peek at how good the peppers are doing now, minus the grasshopper bites out of them. There's another little pepper. We harvested a few the other day. Pretty cute. It's a jalapeno. And then there is a little bell pepper on this guy forming. I think he's the only one. Wonder if there's any. Oh, there's another spent zephyr. I want to make sure that I want to get these out because now that it's moister, that one got all moldy and gross, and I don't want that to happen again. That's nasty. This one looks bad. Let's see. This guy down here, he might be soft even. Ew. And another one. They did not like that moisture. Ew, ew, ew. Okay. Is that it? I think that's it. That guy looks okay. Oh, look. There's our little guys up. Let's see if the other one is. And this guy's starting to make buds. This is the only feminized one that's not an autoflower. And I was looking back, and like 3 months ago, he was just coming out of the ground, so it's so cool. I'm hoping this guy didn't get eaten because I don't see him up yet, but we'll just put another seed if we have to. Nice big tomatoes. Have lots of flowers at the top. I haven't been harvesting a ton of tomatoes. I think because they weren't making flowers in the hottest time, and we're still now just coming back from that. But tons of flowers on and tons of tiny tomatoes on. If you could see all those in there. He's leaning quite a bit. Or they're leaning, I should say, because there's multiples here. This guy's the most spread out. He's got more room. I think next year I'll definitely give him a little bit more room. Let's go peek at the okra around the other side. Oh, and then here's the radishes. I don't see any beets, but maybe they'll pop up now that it rained. And we just harvested one of these lettuces. This one looks like he's about to try and go to seed next. We'll pull him next. I do not see any of the flowering kale I planted in here. Up. Oh wait, nope, that's one right there. And I should be trying to pay attention to these to make sure they get enough water and to make sure that the cabbage moths aren't devouring them. This one here. was a flower the other day, so there should probably be a, oh, see, that guy's got a little aphid action. There's a little future okra. So I might come out here with Mean in the next few days. Treat these guys. There's a bee on that and a wasp on that. Tomato there. That's a potato leaf tomato. See how the leaves don't look like typical tomato leaves? They all have a slightly different pattern, as with the squash. But yeah, the potato leaves are pretty interesting. And that's a brandywine, and those are potato leafed. Got some lettuce coming up. Not quite as much as I was hoping for, but we'll just resow. These guys are just starting to make tomatoes. This was our kind of second round. Some of these are suckers, some of these are late big starts we got. So we should definitely be able to get a few rounds of tomatoes off of them before the season. Up here we got some cucumbers on this dragon's egg. Oopsie. When I first started gardening, I could not stop calling them pickles, which I don't even pickle all of them, but it just sounded right. Got some beans, finally getting some size, almost eating size, so keep an eye on those. And then, yeah, look at the size of that squash. Might as well pollinate this guy because there is, oh, no, never mind. The bee just flew in there, and I think I'll let them do their job. They've been good. They've been really good lately. I got fruit on all of these guys. I already showed you earlier that telecotter I just spotted, and I think there's one out here too. Oh yeah, nice. I want to get them as many of those as I can. These are winter squash. They don't store quite as well as the thicker skinned like butternut or spaghetti, but they will store. So let's see. I don't even remember what this one is. Oh, this is the gray. I just harvested a huge gray one off of here, and a huge green one off of him, and a huge patty pan off of him, and a huge zephyr off of him. So call them good for now. Guys, fertilized. I'm trying to pull anything small. Look at all those. I give them those chickens, but they don't want them. Can't wait till we can figure out what that guy is. I haven't seen fruit from him yet. That guy looks a little sick, actually, compared to the others especially. But yeah, the garden's really flourishing. With all the wetness, I'm gonna come out and fertilize everything later today when it cools down some. And maybe try and knock a little bit of dirt off the leaves so they can photosynthesize properly. But for now, I'll just let the bees go about their work and take my harvest inside. Oh my gosh, look how busy these things get. Sorry, I'll leave you on that one. There's just bees everywhere.
Like and subscribe.